Hi folks, this is Kareem Raouf for IT Visualizer channel. They will continue our lab, the Matrix Labs, the video number 131. We have been discussing in the previous video the following, while still working with the topic of troubleshooting Windows using Microsoft Sysinternals suite. We have seen a lot of tools from this suite that are very valuable, and you can use it in different situations. Something like PS exec to remotely access PCs, something like PS list to list processes on PCs remotely or locally, something like PS ping to test conductivity between servers or workstations, or even testing websites. This is a more advanced utility than the normal ping utility we know. We have also something like PS info that gets a lot of information concerning local or remote PCs, a lot of things actually. Uh, Also, we can say something like Process Explorer, which is, as they say in some words, it's a task manager on asteroids. A lot of useful utilities actually created by Mark Zuck, I think something called Mr. Mark. He is the CEO or CTO of Azure in Microsoft. A lot of useful utilities. We have seen how the AI tools has explained these utilities in brief, and we have some hands-on exercises to see how these tools work. And the last thing, we have created some learning dialogues to explain these tools and put it in real-time situations we can use them. So we have seen a lot of cases created by Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Now we will continue also again another case created by Claude to use PS tools. We are focusing on PS ping, PS list, PS info, PS logged on, a lot of utilities that are begin with the letter PS. Okay, so let's see what are these tools and how we can use them. So the scene is the network operation early Monday morning. The Network Operations Center knock at Axiom Global Technology, a spacious modern command center with curved walls of monitoring display network maps, system metrics, and alert dashboards. The room is mostly empty at 6:15 a.m. except for one person, Jackson Reid, a veteran system engineer with salt and pepper hair and a vintage Unix beard, sits at his console sniffing or sipping coffee from a mug emblazoned with Keep Calm and USPS tools. Okay, the door slips open and Maya Patel rushes in, a junior system administrator who joined the team 3 months ago. She is carrying a tablet and looks concerned. Morning, Jackson. Sorry to disturb your early routine, but I just got an urgent email from Christine in the Sydney office. They are about to start their work and half of their systems aren't responding properly. Users can't log in, applications are failing to launch, and their local IT person called is sick today. So very critical, and the situation seems to be something that seems to be very dangerous. But how this can be analyzed, let's see. Jackson places his mug down. Sydney office. Well, there is 38 workstations, 4 local servers, and a cranky printer that thinks it is the gatekeeper of the network. What's the nature of the login issue? Okay, so let's see first one of the first symptoms. Scrolling down her tablet, users are getting the system cannot find the path specified errors when trying to access application. This seems to be a network issue maybe, or a share issue, and others seeing access denied when connecting to file shares. Also, the branch manager says that the entire office feels sluggish. So there is some network share or network accessing issues. Jackson smiling, noting classic symptoms of either a domain trust issue. Okay, so this is a branch office. They are trying to connect to shared folders on the main office. So maybe this is a trust. There is a problem with the domain authentication in the branch office. Misconfigured GPO, or someone optimizing something on a Friday afternoon that's now broken on Monday. So we can't remote to their system through the usual management console. So you cannot access the domain or something remotely, or their subdomain maybe remotely, because there is a problem with the authentication, okay, to the this branch office. Already tried. Remote desktop connections are timing out, and our management agent seems to be offline on most systems. Okay, so this seems to be a problem, but I think there is a VPN between the branch and the main office. So here comes the PS tools. They can connect to those, but how? Let me see. Leaning back a chair, a perfect storm, a remote office in crisis, no boots on the ground, and start the remote access tools are failing us. You know what this means, right? We will call the Sydney manager and tell them to send everyone home. No, my young apprentice, this is why we have the PS tool suite. When conventional methods fail, these command line utilities will save your bacon. They don't rely on fancy agents or services running on the remote system, just standard Windows component. So, okay, spectacularly command line tools. Isn't that a bit old school? Wouldn't PowerShell remote be better? This is also a good question. Stands up dramatically. PowerShell remoting is indeed powerful, but it requires specific configuration to be working. PS tools can often work when something else falls. It's like having a skeleton key for the Windows system, a key that opens every door. This is the skeleton key, I think. Let me show you how the ropes, and we will have Sydney up and running before they have their first coffee break. Okay, very, very confident. Jackson gestures for Maya to take a seat at his workstation. First, let's get a lay of the land. We need to see which systems are actually reachable. I will create a text file with all of the na- Sydney names, system names. Okay, so I create a file takes Sydney systems with all of the host names. Now let's use PS ping to check basic connectivity to these systems. Okay, so now we are pinging a couple of servers in the Sydney branch. PSPing is like a standard ping utility on asteroids. It can do TCP pings, latency test, and bandwidth measurement. Actually, we dedicate a scenario to this utility. Okay, let's do basic connectivity check first. So now he will see the text file, and then he will check psping minus n5 minus q. Uh, Let me see here what this means. I know psping minus n, this is 5 packets, minus q, I think it's taking a certain port, 445. The port that will be used by ps exec if you need to remotely connect. This is a good thing. He's testing if he can use port 445 to connect to the remote machines using PS exec. So this is one good thing. He's saying that interesting, about 60% of the systems are responding on port 445, which is SMB. So they have network connectivity, but something's still wrong. So we know there is network, or the error is called access denied, or network path cannot be reached. But uh, even though this seems to be a network share issue, but the port 445 is working. So I think maybe this is something related to authentication. Maybe firewall is blocking something. Let's see. Let's use psinfo to get details about the systems that are responding. This will tell us our OS version, installed hotfixes, and other useful information. So first of all, if we need to see something like that, let me show you all if we can take uh, this thing and try to let me show. For example, if I try to ping, let me try to use the utility and ping, for example, Microsoft website. Let's try to do this. So here we will get this one, and let me first copy this. So we can copy this one just to let, or to show you all how this will work. So this is, we are telling him to ping 5 packets minus q, and we can put the server that we need to go to ping and the port. This is, I think, minus q means. So we will have www.microsoft.com, and I think we can put port 80, for example. Let's see if this will work. First of all, I think, let me get the syntax of PS ping, just to be aware of things. PS ping. So let me see now PS ping. Now we can get the syntax minus q. So we have buckets. Where is minus h minus I minus q do not output during ping. So this will not give you each packet and the response. It will get you the result directly. Let me try to see if we put like this and try to get that. So now we can see it's pinging 6 pings. Okay, this is called warm-up ping. We have 5 packets, no loss, and we have the maximum or the minimum 83.25 milliseconds, maximum 91, so on. So this didn't give us each ping or each packet and the success of this packet, but it gives us the conclusion. If we try to, for example, this is port 80. If, for example, you try to remove the Q syntax, now if you try to ping, it will get us each one. So now we have each one appearing. Okay, so this is why we need to put minus q, just to give us the end result. Okay, so now we can know how this works. Now there is another thing called ps info. This will give us some information about the PC, and you can tell him minus accept EOLA, so to accept the license agreement. So let's get ps info, copy, and let's first get all of this one, so we can get like this and like this and copy and go there and try to make CLS and go this. Now we can remove minus I, so we have minus accept YOLO and try to press enter. So now this is ps info. Okay, this is the uptime. I have it running for 3 days, 0 hours 13 minutes 44 seconds. Kernel, this is the Windows 10 Enterprise LTSC. We have this professional. Okay, product version, service pack, kernel build number, registered owner Karim, IE version, system root, processor. We have 4 processor. This is I have two physical are that are divided to 4 logical processors. The CPU, the physical memory. This is the physical memory. I have 8. Maybe this is the available one. It's not 4. I think physical memory is more than that. This is not 4 giga or 4 megabyte. No, it's 8. So this seems to be maybe this is the available memory. Anyway, this seems to be not correct because I have 8. If we go there and see the performance and you see my memory, here we have I have 8. Okay, so we can see we have 8. This seems to be maybe the available one, and even the available is 2, so this seems to be not the maybe this is the memory of the graphic card, maybe, I think. Anyway, let's see here. So now we ping and then we see which systems are responding. 60% are responding, so there is a couple of servers not responding on port 445, and then we can get the info of these responding servers, the 60%. To get the info, pointing to the screen, see, so the command line showed upload from some worlds, failing for others. So ps info get some info and the others fail to get. Access denied to some system, but RPC server unavailable on others. That suggests multiple issues. The access denied could be credential problems, while RPC unavailable often means a service issue. So when he tried to get the info using ps info, he have RPC server unavailable. So this maybe is related to authentication issues. He is using not a correct password or username, or a service is not running, so you need to be able to remotely access the workstation or server and use ps info on it. So thoughtfully, so we have network connectivity but authentication or service problems. So we have network connectivity but authentication or service problems. So here we have a problem related to authentication or service, not the network or the cables. Maybe he's talking about this. Okay, so let's see, let's check who actually logged on this system using pslog. This might give us clues about authentication issues. So again, this raises another utility which called ps login. This also is a utility will give you the users that had logged into this machine. Okay, any machine. Actually, we are doing all of these commandlets ps info and ps logged on a text file that contains the servers or systems of Sydney. So now let me show you OPS logged in, also another utility. Let me copy it and also do like that and press enter. So now we can see here that user logged in, this is me, and this is the time I have logged in at 11:43. This is the time that I have logged in, and no one is logged in via resource shares. If you have any shared folders, he will get them there. Okay, so let's see how this will work. The command shows only a few active users. That's strange. According to Christine email, there should be at least 20 people trying to work right now, but we are only seeing a handful of logged in users. Nodding, this confirms my suspicion. Let me check the service on one of the responsive systems. I am particularly interested in the status of authentication related services. Let's see what services he is checking. Now another utility rises called PS service. This will check the services on the Windows services on a certain PC. So if we tell him PS service again, let me get this one. This will get the services on a remote or local PC. Let's do this one and try to see this minus accept EOLA, just to make sure we don't have uh, tell him query maybe. Then let's see if we can get something here. So now he's getting all of the services, but I think we need to organize them in a certain way because they are uh, not organized. Let's see if we can accept or we can put it in a certain way or make it in a table. For example, PS service, PS service, this is it. Let's see if we can arrange it in uh, a certain, where is the syntax? So this is query. Okay, let's see, uh, can we arrange it in a certain thing? There is no syntax. We can arrange it uh, for example in a table format or something. This, there is no syntax to do that. So anyway, these are the services, all of them. And now if, for example, if you try to see each one, this is the service name, display name, and you have the type. This is status, is it is running. Okay, we have, these are the status of the services: stoppable, not pausable, ignored, shut down. So it is running, uh, uh, and this is an explanation of the service. Adobe Acrobat Updater keeps your Adobe software up to date. So this is good. Let's see what Jackson has to say. So here points out at the screen. There we go. The net login service is stopped on their primary server. This would definitely cause authentication problems. So this is related to that the users cannot reach the domain controller, so there is no authentication. So if you try to access shared resources on a domain, they will not be able to do that because they are not authenticated by the domain controller. And to reach the domain controller, you need to have the net login service started on their or on their PCs. So let's see, if example, to start the net login service. Now let's see if we can figure out why it is stopped. So this is the issue. Okay, the net login service is stopped on these PCs, so they cannot reach the domain controller to authenticate them to access shared resources on uh, on in the domain. But again, there is something here. If I try to access, if the net login is not there, so can I reach it? Okay, so for example, this is how they do not able to locate uh, okay, but I can locate them. I think I have the name and I have the PC, or I have everything, so I can authenticate from my domain controller, but maybe they cannot reach my domain controller, so it is one way maybe. Anyway, let's see. So now we have Netscan. We can figure out why it is stopped. Let's check the event logs. So here we have another utility called ps log list. We will list the logs of the system, the latest, or the latest 20 entries. Let's see, ps log. Let's try to use this utility again. So here we have, let's go there and try to make cls maybe. So we have like this. Now tell him cls and then try to use, not this one, we need to get the ps log list and try to list the latest logs in the system. Okay, let's try to do that. Now we have go to the system, and then the latest 20 entries in the system log in the event viewer. So now we can see these are all, here is saying n minus n20. This is 20, or this is the number. There is 20. Let me check if they are the 20. Yes, I think they are 20. No, this is not 20. This is less than 20. Let's see what is n means here. N means, I think, maybe, let me see what is minus n. So if we go there and see also the parameter of ps log list, let's see and try to see what is minus n. I think this is another thing. So we have the minus n parameter, minus n. We have minus n only display the number of the most recent entries specified. The number of the most recent, so this is the latest or the most recent. So I have only I have recent entries, but he didn't get the 20. He got the latest one or the recent ones. Maybe we can see this is today. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7. We have 10. This is 10 actually at the most. This is the 10 recent, 10 recent events. Why? Because I think maybe I have opened the PC at 11:43. So I think these are the most recent events until that time. So maybe, okay, uh, we have this R for the system, and we have these events. So okay, now we can see how the case will go. Now the output shows several disk related errors preceding the service failure. So there is some errors in the disk. Reading the output looks like they are having disk space issues on the system drive for the 40% of the servers not responding. Multiple servers failed to start because of it. So good catch. Let's check the free services on their systems. Again, we can have also something like psinfo. We can use psinfo to check something like that, but let me see how he will do that. So let me copy and see the commandlet. If we go there and open, let me open a text file. I need to see something. So I open this. I need to see the syntax just to add it. Here you go, and this is it. So psinfo minus d. What mean by minus d? Maybe this is something related to the hard disk. Let me try to get like this and copy and see if it will get us something about related to my hard disk. So I can go down and cls and try to see something like this. Okay, so this added another thing for the volume. So we can see here that I have This is the free space, very good. Now I can have another entry concerning the my partitions and the free space, and actually very good. Let's see the syntax of psinfo minus d. What does it mean? Minus d. So we have psinfo. Now we have the psinfo, and then minus d means that it will get us show disk volume information. So this is a good thing. You can add minus s to show list of installed applications. So there is a lot of things actually. You can not only get the info concerning the computer, but additional information as you go further. Let's see, okay, what this will do. The output confers extremely low disk space on several systems, including the main server. Surprised, Sydney server 1 has only 50 megabyte free on the C. That's definitely our problem. So the problem was that the free space on the C is low, so this led to the net login service not working on these systems, so users will not be able to access domain network resources. So this seems to be the case. So now let's see how Jackson will do. Now we are getting somewhere. Let's clean up the disk space remotely. Let's see. This is the script, and he will begin clearing files from some folders like the temp folder and a lot of things. Actually, this is clear up all user temp folders, clear Windows temp folders. So clear users temporary folders, clear Windows temporary folders, clear system temporary folder, clear Windows update cache. So when you update your Windows, the updates are cached on the PC locally. So we need to remove this cached Windows updates after the updates are installed. So this is also one thing that will take some space. So as you can see here, this seems to be a script that will do that. Clear Windows error reporting. Also, this is a folder that contains Windows errors. Okay, it is like reports saved to a certain location in Windows. This takes some space. And actually, I don't prefer to clear this. Okay, this seems to be not that good from my point of view, because maybe we can need them later. Clear recycle bin for all users. Okay, clear event logs optional, uncomment if needed. So also if you can clear logs to free some space. Clear Windows Defender logs and quarantine, also the logs for the Windows Defender. Clear IIS logs if IIS is installed. If you have web server, you will clean the logs for the web server. Run disk cleanup utility silently. This also to run the cleanup utility on the C partition. So what this will do, it will run the cleanup manager, and what does it will do exactly? It will clean some space, but what are the options for the cleanup? So this is something, display final space. So let me try to copy this script and ask Grok to explain it in simple terms, just to make us know what he's talking about. Explain this script in layman's terms, and then we can put like this one and try to see. Now we can go. So let's see what this script will do. He's saying that this is Windows batch files designed to free space on your computer, often used remotely via a tool called psexec. So he's using psexec to connect remotely. Let me see, where is the psexec section? Let me see, where is the psexec? So yes, to be executed via psexec on remote. So we will have this script, and then you tell psexec to implement it. Okay, so we will save it and then tell psexec to run it, or to run on the remote PCs as a batch file. Okay, turn off commands, user temp folders. Okay, Windows temp folders, Windows update cache, error reporting files, recycle bin, Windows Defender, IIS. This cleanup tool, it runs Windows built-in cleanup tool quietly to clear additional junk files. At the end it shows disk space, so and so. So this is simple, but I need to do something. What is the here clean this thing, what it will do? I need to know this, what this will do. So if I take it and tell him copy, and then tell him explain this, let's see what it will do. So here we have the clean manager. Select to be in silent mode using a predefined profile. In this case, profile 1, the profile specifies which type of files to delete automatically. So he's searching, or he'll delete certain files. What are them? I don't know. The profile specifies which type of files to delete automatically without showing the usual disk cleanup window where you pick up options manually. The one refers to a saved configuration set earlier, like by the admin. Using clear manager stage 1, which defined what files to clean. So this is one thing, how we can create profile number for defining files to delete. So let me see how this will go. So for example, if I try to okay, this is the number, but I need to create one. After running the command, disk will pop up showing a list of files to choose to delete. Temporary files. So again, type, press enter, replace n with the number you want to assign to this profile, 1, 2, this number that we'll use later, which for example, if you choose one, you would use so and so. So let me see here. So to create a profile number for defining which files to delete with Windows Disk Cleanup tool, like so, you use the Windows model set n. So we need to type that, and then so type the command, replace n with the number you want to assign. So okay, when I tell him to choose one, he will pop up asking me to choose the number you use later, for example. So after the command, this will pop up showing a list of files you want to delete. Check the boxes, the types you want to clean up automatically, uncheck anything if you want to delete. Save the profile. Click OK to save your selection. This stores the configuration under the profile number, and you choose one. Use the profile. So this is good. You can assign something. You can assign or make a profile for certain files to be cleaned by the cleanup manager. The profile is saved to Windows registry, so it persists on that computer until change. You might create multiple profiles to different cleanup tasks. Be careful what you select. Some options like all system files might remove things you need if you do not understand. In short, so this is good. Okay, uh, so let's try to see when I tell him uh, this one. So when I tell him copy, first another thing, how I can display any clean manager profile, how or give me the command. So for example, if I have made a profile, how I can know this? Give me the command to display clean manager uh, profiles on a PC. So this seems to be a good one. So okay, here is saying that this is not we don't have something like that. So let me see what is his answer. He is saying that doesn't provide a direct way to list or display details of clean manager profiles created by so in a simple way. The profiles are stored in Windows history. There is no built-in cache. So how we can do that? You can query. So this is from a registry. You can query the profiles, the clean manager profiles by using this command. Let's try to see if I have already any one of these done using my clean manager. So if you can go there and press enter. So what this will do, these are all clear index. So let me see again. This is the categories of file that cleanup manager can clean, but the actual profile setting like those set in are stored under specific registry keys. How I can do that? So these are the files, or these are the things that he can delete, or the clean manager can delete. For example, device manager packages, downloaded program files. So these are all the things that can be deleted by the clean manager. How I can get the clean manager profiles are created as are stored in registry user hive. Run this command to check for profile settings. So this is how we copy this, and let's see if this will get us anything. So this is very critical because we can clean files remotely using this way. It's too long, so okay, this not seems to be good. So I think he cannot get find shades. So he is trying to search the user hives or the user section in the registry. Will show registry bus. Interpreting them requires some technical knowledge. So there is no way we can get this. Okay, let me try to see something. If I try to do or create a profile, so let's copy this and try to do like this. If I try to do like this, press enter. Now I need to, oh, this is the setting. So I will choose what I need to delete and assign to it certain things. So let me first, before doing that, for example, this is clean all checkups, setup logs. So before doing that, if I go there and see how we can do that before, so let me see how we can do that. So now I will run this. This will pop up showing the lists. Check the boxes you want to clean up automatically. Uncheck anything if you want. Save profile. Once click OK to save your selection. This store the configuration under the profile number and you choose. Oh, so I need to specify the number. So let me cancel it. So for example, let me do like this stage. Let me save it as profile 1. Okay, and press enter. And then tell him to delete Windows updates, temporary setup files, all check files, setup logs, Microsoft Defender, diagnostic, downloaded program files, temporary internet files. I will leave the error and reporting feedbacks and so, branch cache, delivery optimization, recycle bin. There is a lot of things actually. We can get temporary files. So this is, for example, profile 1. Okay, so now we have it saved as profile 1. We can do something like profile 2 and press enter. Now we can choose different things, for example, system, or we can uncheck this and we can get something like branch cache, direct shader, file optimization, uh, recycle bin, for example, and press OK. So now we have two things, okay, or we have two managers, or we have two profiles. We can use them. So this is very, very good. But how we can apply that to a domain? How I can create clean manager profiles and apply them to domain computers. Okay, let's see, tell him think and to get a better result. I think this will be done through registry. Maybe we can apply a group policy to tweak the registry, but let's see how this will be done through Grok. Let's see how this will help us. I think maybe he will use a batch file maybe to do that. I think he will use a group policy or a batch file. Let's see how he will handle this. So let's see. Okay, I think he will do something very, very good. He will configure it on a local PC, and this will be saved to the registry, and export this registry key and apply it to all of the PCs in the domain. So I think this what he will do. So now let's see, for example, here he will tell us first. Let's see here. First, create a clean manager profile on a test machine. This what I am suggesting. He will create a profile named one and define what you need to do, and then you go to the registry, export the profile setting from the registry. These are all the things that will be deleted. Under this key, you will see subkeys for each cleanup category, temporary file, so on. So for each category included in your profile, there will be state flags 001 d word. Okay, so I think this is good. A value of 2 means that the category is selected for cleanup, while 0 it meant it is not. Okay, stage 0 is 1 to profile 1. So okay, let me do something. I think here, for example, I have profile 1. So in profile 1, I have something selected. I need to see this thing in the registry. Let me not to confuse you. Let you get the reg edit and try to get to the section he's talking about. So if we take something like current user, this is correct. If we go to there, current user, copy and go to the registry, so we have something like that, and then we have control V. I think this is not the case, so we have current user. Let's try to get it with ourselves. We have the current user, and then we have software, then Microsoft. Okay, software. So we have the current user, since software, then Microsoft, then I think Windows. Let's go further. So we have Windows, and then we have current version. Okay, this is it. and then we have Explorer. Okay, now we can go. This is Explorer, and then we have volume cache. Okay, where is the volume cache? There it is. And then we have all of these things that will be deleted. For example, I remember that I have make branch cache to profile 2. So here we see state flag. This is profile 2. Okay, this is state flag profile 2. So I think this is it. This is to my profile. This is to profile 2. I remember that I have Windows Defender for profile 1. For as far as I remember, yes, this is profile 1. So we have this set to profile 1 and the other for profile 2. So here we can take this keys and export it and put it to the machines uh, to uh, to uh, to make us choose these profiles. So let me continue with the answer. So that's good. Profile 1, value of 2 means the category is selected for cleanup. That's good. So we can see here that profile 1 2, this means this profile is selected. If this is 2, then this profile is selected. So that's good. So let's continue. So we will export this, and then we will export the volume cache, and then here you go, this will be the registry key, and then import it. So we will import this registry key using a group policy or apply the profile to domain. So let's see, we'll create a GPO and we will apply it to a certain OU. Then we go to group policy preferences, preferences in the setting registry, and then for each category in your reg file, we will create in the registry, update this key, temporary file. This is update or create a new key. Okay, because actually this profile is not created yet, so you need to tell him create a key, not uh, not uh, not updating it. Okay, so this is the value, and then we will make a dword2, so apply the GPO, run the cleanup on the domain computer. So I think this is, I know, or this is a way we can do that. And so we can simply just, after updating the profile, run it from the machine or make a schedule task to run it. Okay, that's good. Okay, or just remotely doing the SPS exec. Note that running a system might not use user-specified profile reliability. In such cases, ensure the profile are applied to all users while the GPO. So this is to be applied to all users. We need to make sure that this is applied to all user profiles, which seems to be how we can confirm that. So I think uh, uh, the current user, uh, okay, let me ask it another question. uh, the profile data are stored in cache key or currency, so this works for running the user config. It runs system. It may not use this setting unless they are replicated to the default user hive or another, so on. So for system-wide, consider deliver scripts if cleanup manager proves unreliable in system context. So cleanup manager works best when run in a user context. If you run a system via this -s, do not use this setting unless they are replicated to the default user hive. How we can ensure that the clean manager profiles are imported to all user profiles on domain computers. So this seems to be a good exercise. So this script will do a lot of things. So we have scene 3, remote disk cleanup operation. I've got the script that will run remotely to clean up disk space. So this will be a batch file and we run it using psexec. So we have this in a text editor. Then we will copy -c will copy this script and to a temporary location and then run it. Okay. Okay, impressed. This really did a lot of things. The LPS exec gives you a command prompt on the remote system. It can really be powerful. So now we -d to get the free space. So we have now a free space after running the script. Much better now. Let's make sure all critical services are running. So now we have another things to query for stopped services using PS service, which seems to be also a good uh, command. Let's see how we can do that, but before that let me see what is the answer of grok. So what does it say? You need to distribute the profile stored each file since cleanup measures are under current. They are specified to each user. In a domain environment, the most effective is to apply this using PO to push the registry and optional step by step. So okay, I know that, but uh, export it. I think what I can do, I can put it in a batch file and ask or get this registry key and make a batch file and apply it this registry key when a user logged in. So this can help us to do that. I can do this. I have it already done before, so I can do this using a batch file or apply it to users when they log in. Okay, so I think this is it. So we have volume cache distributed. So this is in the user configuration. So I think this is good. Now we can do this through the user configuration. So this will be applied to user configuration. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we can make a group policy and apply it to the user section. So it will be applied to users. Now we can use it simply, very easy. Okay, so that's good. Let's see the commandlet that we can use now. So now we need to query if there is any services that are stopped. So now we can do this PS service. So you need to know if net login is stopped. So we have a lot of services that are stopped actually. We have, for example, uh, where is the service? Uh, Routes all join messages. Where is the name? I cannot see the name. If there is a way that I can get it. So this seems to be managed audio services. So uh, I'm not getting the name actually, but uh, this seems to get the stopped services where even it's not that organized. Okay, so let's see what this will do. So show several services still in the stopped thing. So I need to the services that are stopped during or according to the low disk space. Some of them are landman server. This is very critical because this is related to the shares. Okay, the shares. So uh, another thing here. So if the share is not opened, then you will not be able to access. If the landman server is stopped, yeah, then port 445 should not be opened. This is a flaw in the script. Okay, so we will start the HSP and landman server and DNS. They are all working. Then after all of these are started, so this species should cause several to fail when this cause authentication problems. But what about the other system that is unresponsive to our initial checks? Good question. Let's try them now when we have fixed the server issues. So now we can ping the servers. Now they are responding. Now the authentication issue is solved. Now the authentication servers are working. We can reach our more systems. Let's check a few workstations, see if we have disk space issue. So now we have our authentication problem solved, maybe on the domain controller in this location. So now we can work and get to the workstations. Okay, critical low disk space. So like a problematic problem, we should run the same cleanup. Yes. Let's use a loop to run it on all workstations. We have Sydney workstations uh, in parallel. This is much faster than doing it one by one, but I noticed there are some failing. What we mean here by let's use for loop. What is for loop here? So we are talking about for loop to run it on all workstations. For fi in Sydney, do echo ii ps exec minus c cleanup. I don't know why he's talking about for loop here. This is much faster. Okay, with access needed, because they are trying to run commands in our current user account, we might need to provide credentials. Okay, we need to have Sydney user. The command shows on workstations. So you should not put the password here as clear like that, but you never to do that. We either use current credentials if we have the same rights setup purpose properly, or minimum prompt for password. So we can only put the username and then we are prompted for the password. That's better. Now check for so and so. Troubleshooting specific user issues. Christine identified low disk space as the primary issue. I've created so and so. Are users able to log? Confirms that most users can log in now, but there are few still have problems. What are these few problems? Great. Uh, After hanging, there are still few problems. Let's investigate. Should we check their account specifically? There, let's get PSD to check one of the affected user account. PSD, it is something to get the SID of a certain user. The output showed the SID, but with unusual domain prefix. Pointing at the screen, this our problem. Look at this ID. It shows that the user is actually from an old domain that was supposed to be fully migrated. Somehow, a few users still have the old domain in their profiles. So he is using the old profile, old domain profile as a prefix. So we need to remove it. So we need to fix it remote. We need to update their user profile to use the correct domain. Let's first get a list of who is affected. PS login list, server security, so and so. This is the event failed logins because of the old domain prefix. So I think this is good also. We have all of these. Here are the affected users. Let's reset their password using PSS to make sure that they can authenticate properly to the new domain. Okay, but how we can fix? So here we know that their profile is old. We reset the passwords, and then so PS password prompts for new password for each user. So this is another utility to reset passwords. Okay. Okay. Will this fix their profile issue? Not completely. We need to update the workstation profile too. Let's first identify which workstation they use regularly. So how we can remove the old domain prefix or suffix, we need to update the profile to the use the correct. Let's get first who is affected, then show them, and then reset the password. This will not fix the prefix or the domain prefix. Okay, and also maybe there is some workstations that are still on the old domain. This is you need to update the workstation profile too. Let's okay, so this is the Active Directory profile need to be fixed, and the local profile on or the Windows profile on their workstations. So let's see, we need to do workstation. Let's first identify workstations are used regularly, period login for each workstation. We know which workstation has affected using the user typically uses. Let's remove their old profiles so fresh ones will be created. So they'll remove the old profile local profiles on the machine, so delete so and so. This is the SID of the old profile. This command deletes the profile successfully. We have deleted James Wilson old profile on his workstation. When he logs in next, a new profile will be created with the correct domain association. But again, how he will fix the prefix? So now we have the SID is not correct. So I think we need to go to the Active Directory and uh, fix the domain prefix from there. I think from the properties of the user. And then we can reset the password and then delete the local profile. That's the correct sequence. Okay. So, okay, that's it. Then repeat for the same process. That's fascinating. I didn't realize you can manipulate the registry remotely like that. So, but how he can get the SID? He got the SID using the get SID. So, for example, let me show you how I can get my SID locally. So I can go there and do like this, and from the command prompt we can go like this, cls and psget. Then I can put if I do this, it will get my PC SID. If I tell him psget Kareem, this is my profile. So this is the SID of me. So this is the SID of the machine, and this is the ID of the user. Okay, so he got the SID in this way. And then there is PS password. Uh, how we can do that? Let me try to do it in a certain way. If I tell him copy, I think I have my administrator account. If I go to computer management, let me see if I can reset the password of my local administrator account. If I go to local users, and then we have this, and you have administrator. So I can do this, PS password. Then we can do like this and tell him administrator. If this will do, let him agree. So this is changed. What was the password? This is it will reset the password prompts for new password for each user. Strangely, it didn't ask for any password. Let me see the syntax of this utility. If we go there and tell him PS password, let's see the syntax. So here is the password, and computer minus u, specify optional user for login to the remote computer, minus p, specify optional password for username. Now this is to connect. Username specified the name of the account. New password. If omitted, a null password is applied. Oh, okay, so let me see. So now we need to tell him password, no, the username, and then new password. So I think we need to do, so there is no password on the administrator. If I try to tell him, for example, password, tell him new. So let me see the syntax first. If you do like this, so we can tell him domain, specify the name of domain of the target account, specify the account for password change. So we have that, and tell him so if I do like this and tell him, for example, 1 1 2 3, if I do like this and press enter, so now it is changed successfully. uh, so this is the password. So this is changed. So you can put the password You put the account and then put the password. So that's good. This is a good thing. So now we have the passwords are reset, and we deleted the old profile. That's good. So what is the next case? Again, Christine reporting that while login issues are resolved, users are still complaining about system sluggish. After hanging up, fixed login issues, the services, all of things are solved, but there is some performance issues. So we can go to another utility called PS list that will get the processes on remote PCs. So they are talking about sluggish performance on their workstations. So PS list can get you the utilities or get you the processes on a certain PC. If you consuming a high CPU or memory points to the screen, there are three instances of a backup agent running simultaneously, each consuming significant CPU and memory. I think this is on a server. Okay. Why would we have multiple backup agents running? Probably a deployment error or someone manually installing it multiple times. Let's kill the duplicate process using pskill. So here we have a problem on one of the servers that there is three instances of backup agent running simultaneously. It's consuming significant CPU and memory. So a backup agent, maybe someone is installing a backup agent on a server and he have run it three multiple times. So PS list will get us the processes running on a certain PC. So let's go there and see, for example, CLS PS list. So now these are all the uh, things running on my PC, and simply you can for example kill any process you like by the name or by the ID. So for example, let me see, I have opened the registry. So this is it, the registry is 108, I think this is it, but let me confirm this. So I have the registry opened, I have it as where is the registry? Let me see. So we have the registry. If I go to the details, the ID is 10676. So this is the ID. If I can get it from here, let me continue. Again, I can focus on. Let me do something. If I tell him PS list reg or registry, let's see. So now this is the registry, it's 108, but there is another one uh, which seems that I cannot see it from here. We have only this. If I go to the task manager, sorry, if I go to the task manager and try to see again the ID number, if I go to the registry editor, so I think this is named registry editor maybe. So regedit.txe. So we need to specify, not registry, regedit. Okay, so we tell him uh, uh, reg regedit.exe. So this will get us was not found. Strange, even though I see it. Okay, anyway, if you need to choose to, oh, okay, there is regedit, so I can see it from here. Regedit 10676. So we can tell him pskill. So if I need to close this one, we can run it using pskill. So here is pskill, and we will copy that, and we can tell him pskill 10676. So let's do this and agree. So now it is closed. We can accept license agreement by putting the parameter I must accept EOLA. So now we have this. Now after killing the processes, we can again list them, improved memory usage, Let's check a sample workstation. So this is on the server. As for the workstation, someone has 47 Chrome instances running. Let's check who is logged into the workstation. PS logged in. We have seen this before. It is Sarah Chen. Let's not kill her browser processes as they might lose work instant. Let's use PS suspend to post some of them temporary, which will free up resources without losing their session. So what is PS suspend? PS suspend will suspend some processes, but uh, this will suspend Chrome processes. Wouldn't that interrupt her work? It might pause her browser momentarily, but it's better than killing them outright. Let's check with her first before do anything more drastic. So PS suspend will suspend some processes on a PC, but how this can help us? If you go there and try to see the syntax, so this is let's go there. This is PS suspend. So this will what it will do, suspend processes, which is desirable in a case where process is consuming resources. Okay, so you can suspend. So if you are suspecting or do you not want to kill a process, so you can suspend it and then ask the user if he need it. If he need it, you can unrelease it or unsuspend it, and then, or if he doesn't need it, you can kill it rather than kill. Okay, so this is good thing. What is the syntax? So we have minus R to resume the specified processes if they are suspended, though this is good thing. We can have the username and the password, process ID, specify the ID you want to suspend or resume, the process name. So you can tell him PS suspend the process ID, he will suspend it, or the process ID then minus R. So let's see now this, for example, he was suspending all of the Chrome things, and then ask Sarah, explain the situation. While we wait for her response, let's look at overall network performance. Users reporting sluggish, could be experiencing network latency, so he will try to ping the server that the users are connecting to it using port 445. They are maybe connecting on shared folders on this server. So this is the syntax. This shows significant latency spikes during the test. We need to have minus L, minus N. Minus N, this is the number of packets to be pinged. Minus Q, not to get the end result of the pinging, not packet by packet. Minus L, I don't remember minus L, and 8K, this is need to be described. So PS ping, this is also another utility for pinging. Let me get the syntax just to make sure that we are working perfectly. PS ping. So if you go and see the syntax, so we know that minus n, it is the number of packets. I remember this. This is minus n. This is the number of packets. Minus q do not output during pings. As for minus l, uh, request size, append k for kilobytes and m for megabytes. So you have here, you are pinging using 8 kilobyte packet. Okay, the default one is 32 bytes. Okay, and the number of packets is 10 and minus q. Okay, and port 445. So we can tell him ps ping, and then minus n 10 or 10 packets, www.microsoft.com, and we will see first the default packet size. Okay, we can see here the packet size is 32 bytes of data. Okay, so this seems to be good. If we tell him minus L, and then we tell him 8K, okay, sometimes Microsoft will not accept this kind of packet size because they have a limit, okay, for the packet size we are able to ping them with. So let's see now. So we have, okay, we have 8K. So we have not 32 bytes, we have uh, 8 uh, 8 kilobytes. Okay, so now we can ping this and we can see we are successfully did that. And he's saying that we have latency spikes with some inconsistent network response. Let's test the bandwidth too. So what is the bandwidth here? The bandwidth test shows slower than expected throughput. What is the bandwidth? So B here is talking about the bandwidth. L, we know this L. And let me see what is the B parameter. So the B parameter, what does it say for the B parameter? We can say B parameter. What is the B parameter? So we have B parameter, client B parameter. What is the B parameter? Bandwidth test. Okay, what is the bandwidth test? Let me see here if I try to see. So we have a bandwidth test. We see inconsistency. So let's bandwidth 2. So here the bandwidth test so slower than expected throughput. What is the bandwidth test? So now he is pinging, and what is the B? So if I try to put maybe B minus B, let me see. So we have minus B bandwidths, and let's try to make it as the default one. What is minus B? Let's try to see if this will accept. So what is minus B? Here minus B is saying that it is bandwidth test. TCP and UDP bandwidth usage. The server can serve both latency and bandwidth test and remains active until you terminate it. So, okay, let's continue with the case here. So, shows slower than expected throughput. So we have here the network analyzer script. Ping the domain controller, ping main office server, check DNS resolution, network latency if ping is available, check for network adapter issues, network utilization by processes if NIFT state is available, check Windows firewall, check for network related errors in the event log. So let me copy that. So you have a problem on one of the servers. The ping request or the ping is slightly spiking, and the bandwidth is also a problem. Let's get more compromised network analysis. I've got a script that we can use to analyze best performance in detail. So this is the script. If we go and ask Claude to explain it, sorry, Grok, we have this. Okay, explain. Let me just go and have a new one. Explain this script in layman's terms, and let's see how this will do. Okay, so this is a network analysis script. What does it will do exactly? First of all, it will create a folder that will log all so there is a folder that will contain a log for what this script do. Okay, you need to create it in temp and C. He will create a folder named temp and put the log or what was displayed in the script in this log. Okay, record basic information. There is a section called system info. He will get the computer name and the current date and time. And then we have ipconfig/old, get all of the info concerning the computer. Looking at network traffic stat, netstat.i, it checks basic stats about data moving in and out, like how many bytes have been sent or received, or there is any error. It's like looking to a meter. What is estate? I think maybe I can get this one and see what it will do exactly. Like make a CLS. What is netstat.e? Okay, so this is like a brief about the bytes sent and received. Okay, so that's good. If there is any errors, we will see this there. Bytes send and receive, unicast packets, errors, unknown protocol. So this is good. List active connections. We have also something to list the connections to the server. Checking roadmap. The route print command shows the routing table. Think of it as a map that the computer used to decide whether to send data. It helps figure out if the passes to the internet or other servers are set up right. So this is good. If we get route print, put it on my PC, so we can go like this and route print. So here is the routing table. This is IP version 4 routers. So we have are the interfaces or the network cards, and then we have the routing table. So for example, we can go this IP address. It will go to this interface. This is the gateway. For example, this is my gateway, and this is my IP address. This is the router. So these are the routing, okay, of the IPs. Okay, so this is good, and this is for TCP version 6 and version 4. So again, test connections by ping. Default gateway, we will ping the domain controller, the main office, and the gateway. Testing NS lookup. Okay, this is good also to make sure that we can resolve anything. Measure latency using psping for the servers using port 445. Check hardware WMAC. This will check for the details about the network adapters, like hardware connects to the network, like their names, speeds, and something like that. So he will get some info concerning the network adapter. Let me see the script from there. Where is the WMIC? So let me see what he will check actually. So net state, net ano, routing table, psping, and then default gateway, ping the domain controller, DNS resolution, check for latency, check for network adapter issues. So here you will get, for example, info related to the network adapters, the speeds, the adapter, and something like that. So if we take something like this and copy, this will give me all of the network adapters on my PC. So here we can see, for example, I have a lot of Ethernet adapters. We can see here the name, we can see the network connection status, we can see the speed. So actually a very useful script seems to get a lot of info. Seeing what programs are running, task list /b to get all the programs running on the computer with details like their names, how much memory they're using, combined with earlier netstate.ino to see what processes are using or talking to which IP addresses outside. So this is a good thing. Like TCP view, you can use it from the utilities of Microsoft Sysinternals. Checking the firewall, this is to check the firewalls. Looking for network errors, we can check for network errors using WEV tutil, and you will see the errors related to network, the last 10. Let me see also the script here, how he will do that. He will check for the errors, error 5152 or 5157, error 20050. So all of these are, I think, related to uh, network errors. So let me see, and he will export them to a text file. So this is good. Q minus system. So this is good thing. Okay, and the wrapping, the last thing is the analyzation. So this seems to be a lot of things done by this script will be like a big network health check. It gathers how the computer set up to connect to the network, what's currently doing on the network, whether it can reach key servers and the internet, how fast those connections are, details about the network hardware and running programs, any rules or errors that might be causing problems. So very, very good. This seems to help us to analyze the problems in the network. Okay, on servers, so this is good, and we will run it space exec. The commands execute on the remote PCs. So now we need to copy the results, so we can copy this folder back using this commandlet to our PC. The files are copied to the central share for analysis. Jack opened the files and examined them closely. Pointing to the screen, look at the MTU setting on their network adapter. They are configured for jumbo frames, but their network switch doesn't support them. So this is something related to CCNA, relating to the packet size. Network switch doesn't support them. That would definitely cause problem performance issues. So we need to change the MTU setting on all of their systems. So we'll be on the workstations. How we can do that? The MTU setting. How we can do that? So MTU setting fix script. How we will do that? Let me see. So this will adjust the network adapter MTU setting on the PC's standard, reset it to 100. It should execute it by PS exec. What are the PCs? Where is the PCs here? So get all network adapters. So echo network adapter. So this is a script that we will run it on. This will reset the MTU value on all of the network adapters on the Sydney systems. So that, and all of the clients, or only so these are on the servers, not on the workstations. Okay, so this script will do that. It will reset the MTU IP version 4, IP version 6. So very good. MTU has been adjusted. Restart network adapters to apply the MTU settings. So this is good, and we can apply it remotely. And then we can ping and see that the latency now is working, or it is much better. So the problem was with the MTU. Cause Christine to update. The updating rates. Chris said the user upon the systems feel much more responsive now. So awesome. But I'm curious what caused the MTU misconfiguration in the first place. Let's find out by checking who made these changes. We can use PS log list to check the system event logs around the time of the change. So again, checking the PS logs, the logs of the system, the last 1000 events. The shortpost log entries from Friday afternoon about network adapter configuration change. Checking retrospective Friday afternoon optimization by someone following advice from a random internet forum without testing properly. Okay, so now we have the final clear up on documentation. We have fixed space, disk space issues, user login attempts, network performance. Anything else we could check? Let me sure we are have the remaining locked files that might cause errors later. Can use PS file to check for that. Here, let's sure that there are no remaining log files that might cause issues later. PS file will show if there is any files opened. Okay, this will tell us if there is any shared file open maybe on a PC. Let me see if how this will do. If you do like this, a PS file, no files open remotely on. So this is to see if there is any open files remotely, or maybe shared files open remotely on a PC. So this seems to be good. If I go to this, so now we can just get the file ID or the thing and close it if we need. Okay, successfully. Check the event logs to make sure there is no lingering issue. Let's check any remaining errors or warnings. So here, this is another thing to get errors and warning. This is a good thing. So here I can get the logs, the last 20 events concerning errors and warning. Let's see if we can use this one and try to see if we do like this and try to tell him error and warning, and now we can do that, but I think the parameter is incorrect. There is something here, so minus n 20 minus t, I think this is something not correct. If we see minus t here, minus t, the default delimiter, so this will be and I think you don't need minus t. The default delimiter of the option is comma, we can override it by so minus t. So I think we can get minus t this one, so we can do like this and remove minus t and see if this will get us anything. Again, this not seems to be good. So let's see the parameter ps log list. So let's get the parameter. So now ps log, now we can tell him minus, so where is minus t, minus s minus r minus t. The default delimiter is comma, but you can override with a specific character. So so minus n only display the number of the most recent specified. How it works. So minus t, default delimiter is a comma, but you can override it with specific delimiter. So I think, can I change it to maybe 10 only and warning? So let's do like this, minus 10. So these are them, but I need to make minus t and tell him error, maybe errors. So no, I need to, so here he is taking minus system minus t, error and warning. So this will give us the error and warnings. Error and warning. Strange. Let me see. I will ask, maybe I don't know if this syntax is correct, but let's go to perplexity AI and see. Let me ask it. Let's see if this syntax is correct. Is this syntax correct? Let's see if he will ask. Okay, let's see this. use minus FEW instead of minus T. The F option filter based on their starting letters. So the correct syntax, let's see if this, so this is F, it will filter the event. So let me see, uh, based on the starting letters. So let's see if this will help us solve the issue. No, sorry, Control C. Let's do this and let's see if this will solve the issue. Minus F, minus FE or EW. So let's see if this, so yes, it got the warning and it got, so it got the warning, KE or W. So the type is warning. I don't have any errors. So let me try to see if I tell him error, press enter. No, we don't have anything. If we have warnings, warning, we press enter. So we have no, strange, no, no, this is it. Where is the warning? WARNING. So this is the warning, 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 warning. Because there is information. I don't know why you got the information in it. So warning, information, information. Anyway, I think FEW, this is the best one. EW, and press enter. Now we have only the warnings or this. So this is how we can get to filter it by something here. Locked screen. I'll set up monitoring to catch these issues before they become problematic again. So check disk PowerShell -o script check disk space. So there is a script to check the disk space. And what this will happen if the disk space to run disk space checks and alert us. So this will check for disk space and send an email maybe if there is a problem. Schedule task on the remote server. What about preventing empty uses from happening? So where is this script? It didn't give us the script. As for preventing MTU issues from happening, let's create a workgroup object that will enforce the correct MTU setting, but for now let's also block user from changing those settings. So we will enforce certain MTU setting and prevent changing those settings from the registry. Okay. Now let's document everything we did from handover to the local IT person when they return. Update the document, begin typing a summary of all issues identified and actions taken. This has been incredibly educational, actually. Yes, they have no idea how much do much troubleshooting with this just command tool. Smiling these tools is one of the most powerful tools in Windows administrative arsenal. When GUI fails, okay, this is spectic, okay. So that's it. Now we have how we can create a virtual lab to exercise all of these. We can see here is the steps. Okay, how we can do that. Very simple. I will try to export it and leave it to you guys on my Telegram channel so you can exercise all of this, and we have see all of the scripts. Okay, so we have like a complete summary of the case. Actually, I have learned a lot concerning this utility. Is actually very good. So I'll try to export this lab. Okay, how you can create this and work with this tools and exercise it one by one. Actually, this is a very good case. I will try to also uh, do more cases. For example, there is a book with Mr. Mark, the CTO of Azure, that have created these tools. He have listed about 42 cases that he has encountered and solved using his tools. So we'll discuss these cases as well in the upcoming videos, God will. Hope this video is informative to you all, and thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.